fighting against the settler colonial occupation that is conducting an offensive, forward-facing ethnic cleansing campaign. If you can't separate the two, I don't know what to tell you. They're not recruiting shit. People are volunteering because Israel erased the entire families off the registers. Exactly. The October 7 attack happened in the context of and in response to the conflict. What drives the conflict are the mechanized systems of ethnic cleansing, apartheid, and Jewish supremacy. Israel has the power to end the apartheid and Jewish supremacy. Here, it's not complicated. I don't care if I should blame Herzl, Ben-Gurion, Bibi, Sinwar, or the individual Hamas fighters for October 7th atrocities. You can decide that for yourself. What's important is we know what to do now and the apartheid. Exactly. It's not Jewish supremacy, it's Zionism. First of all, you're talking, the person that you're responding to is literally a Jewish citizen of Israel, the one that said Jewish supremacy. And for the record, Zionism does factor Jewish supremacy into it. It does not mean that it is Jewish supremacists and Jewish fundamentalism does not have anything to do with actual Judaism. You have to understand this. You have to unmarry these concepts. It's like saying Christian supremacists or Christian nationalists. They do not represent the millions of fucking regular Christians, okay? It does not matter. These concepts are completely removed from one another. It is akin to ISIS not actually representing Islam, okay? But utilizing Islam as a galvanizing principle, which, by the way, no one even fucking believes in the region because they just always end up killing Muslims more than anybody else. But that's why it's ironic that Israel tried to go with the Hamas's ISIS narratives, when in fact, Israel, in the way that it presents itself, is way closer to ISIS. Bastardizing religion, bastardizing Judaism, weaponizing Judaism cynically as a shield, when it is anything but Jewish tenets or even Jewish cultural history. Of course, it's Jewish supremacy. All that means is that between the river and the sea, Jews are massively advantaged and Palestinians oppressed. I'm Jewish, Israeli, anti-Zionist, and still have more rights than Palestinians. Yeah, no, the reason why chatters are chirping at you when you say that is because when someone says Jewish supremacy in the Western world, it goes back to the same dynamic. When you say Jewish supremacy in Israel, it means something different. When someone says Jewish supremacy in the Western world, people go, wait a minute, what? What are you, fucking Nazi? Because in the Western world, it's usually Nazis that say shit like that. It's the very same weirdos who will point to that Motorola phone cam footage of like some Kahanist inbred fucking asshole being like, that's right, we're going to take the goy and we're going to make all the goy our slaves or whatever. And then they go, this is what Jews believe. It's like, no, dude, that is you, but Jewish, okay? Ironically enough, the person that you're pointing to is literally just you, but Jewish. You just hate the mirror image of you. That's it. Which is, of course, not surprising because Nazis love doing that shit. Pointing to like an extreme example of someone from a marginalized background in the Western world and being like, this is what they all believe, in an effort to dehumanize. Anyway. Please scroll up. You put things so normally. I don't know how else to conceptualize it. What? What would a path to a one-state solution look like, my love? I'm not fighting. I have trouble even seeing this reality through the evil of Western governments. what must happen or what I believe has to happen is very different than what I think will happen, unfortunately. If you ask me what I think is the best way to, also my love is a little crazy. What I personally think must happen is a inevitable end to the apartheid and a singular secular state for all of the people living in that area with a right to return for the Palestinians. Just as there is a birthright and a right to return for all Jews around the world to Israel, the same exact principle must be offered to all of the Palestinians who were pushed away from their homes. Reparations must be given to the Palestinians. On top of that, these are not actually insane concepts in general. These are ironically concepts that have been talked through in the so-called peace process, in the negotiations. You did say that on the pod. You didn't vibe with people saying "I love you." Okay, you guys need to stop calling me my love. It's fucking weird and cringe and super parasocial. Is freaking me out a little bit. Anyway, Hassan, I've been here for 3 years. I'm one of the few Jews that didn't leave after October 7. First of all, that's not true. There are plenty of Jews that didn't leave after October 7. Chatters like Mackie for the win make me ashamed to be here. Wishing death on the chatters. Friends of the concert is just disgusting. I see she's in this mods ban. Mackie for the win. If you let that shit slide, you're encouraging legit anti-Semitism. Hey, you fucking dumb fuck. They're banned already, and a mod asks you for screenshots of the messages. Either send them or shut the fuck up. Like, we take anti-Semitism pretty fucking seriously in this community. So I don't know why. I don't know why you come in here and you're like saying that we don't. Please. I hate chatters that use the chat only to send the messages but won't read the chat. Okay. Anyway, everybody chill out. Don't yell at that one chatter either. It's understandable to get hypersensitive when you see anti-Semitism, especially in a community that you otherwise perceive as a safe space. As a Jewish chatter that's been in here for 3 years, you definitely do. People think the one blip they see of it means it goes unchecked. Yeah. It is also pretty funny because, like, one, there's a lot of course, there's a lot of anti-Zionist Jewish chatters in here. But two, the unimaginable amount of anti-Semitism that is everywhere else outside of this community is like something that you guys should be aware of course. Like, it's not something that we ever allow in here. How seriously do you take anti-Italian hate speech? I take it very seriously, as in I seriously say it all the time. What is this? Israeli Ambassador Amir Maimon.
We are not the victims. Sorry, we are the victims. We are not the aggressor. Sorry.
But I can tell you that we are not targeting anyone else in Gaza but civilians. Hamas is cynically, but rather terrorists, of course.
If the international media is objective, it serves Hamas. If it just shows both sides, it serves Hamas.
Sverige och EU står enat i att Israel har rätt till försvar inom ramen.
Har Israel rätt att begå We need to see a cease. We need to see a humanitarian pause so we can flow. We need to see ceasing of the levels of
oh my God. Oh God.
violence that we're seeing.
The decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. I mean, of Ukraine. Iraq. Anyway. 75.
And I would like to use the rest of my time to say how appalled I am that people are bringing up the Holocaust. Do not use other genocides to describe this one. I have been... Oh.
That one's the best one. Anyway, that's a fun little compy right there. But getting back to the situation, it's for the white people who get the PTSD flashbacks from here. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. The reason why they're going nutty mode right now in Western media, and the reason why they're going nutty mode right now in Western media and also nutty mode in Israel is partially because of the AP coming out with a piece saying like here are the two debunked accounts of sexual violence that went far, and also because like all of these other countries in the Western world are even saying that they are even saying that like, you know, Palestinians have a right to statehood and sovereignty. So as it stands, no matter what happens, as it stands, Israel will inevitably do more Israel shit. They'll do the one thing that they know what to do, which is harm Palestinians further. ICJ will rule a ceasefire tomorrow, and they'll go extra crazy. Here it is. Israeli officials believe the ICJ will issue order a ceasefire tomorrow and are fearful of resultant repercussions, such as a resolution of the Security Council to put into effect the order, which would force an American veto. ICJ orders are binding on the parties concerned in the case. Israel has to comply with all measures ordered, past and future. Haaretz came out with the article. Israeli officials fear exposure to sanctions if ICJ orders the halt to Rafah offensive in Friday's ruling. So, obviously, Israel doesn't give a shit about breaking international law. This doesn't mean that, like, magically Israel is going to stop, okay? You need to understand something here. These things take time, okay? It just means more pressure. But going back to the situation at hand, this is a Hamas press release regarding the video released by Israel relevant to Nahal Oz base on October 7th. In light of the Zionist occupation's release of the video clip about the captured female soldiers during the events of the Al-Aqsa flood battle on October 7th, we affirm the following. The video clip being circulated in Hebrew media is a manipulated and partial clip. Its authenticity cannot be confirmed. The circulation of this clip at this time comes as part of the occupation's failed attempt to tarnish the image of our valiant resistance by spreading fabricated narratives that have been proven false by multiple forums and media investigations. The scenes show images of female soldiers at a military site who were captured while working in the Gaza Division Command. They appear in civilian clothing because they were on break, especially since the attack occurred early in the morning on Saturday, October 7th, which is their day off. There is deliberate cutting and editing in the footage with selective images and clips chosen to support the occupation's claims and lines about assaults on the female soldiers. The clips show deliberate distortions and manipulations in the English translation, fabricating words in the English subtitles that were not spoken by any of the fighters appearing in the video, whether in Arabic or in English. This falsification and manipulation in translation prove the falsehood of the Zionist narrative from the outset. The presence of minor bloodstains on, or slight injuries on some of the female soldiers is expected in such operations, which can involve jostling. The scenes did not show any physical assault on any of them, but rather depicted dialogue between the fighters and the female soldiers without assault or abuse. The female soldiers were treated according to the ethical standards of our resistance, and there has been no evidence of mistreatment towards the female soldiers in this unit, despite their involvement in harming our people and causing the deaths of hundreds of peaceful protesters on the Gaza borders. All the images and scenes from the recent exchange operation confirm the good treatment they received under the resistance in Gaza, in contrast to what our prisoners face in the occupation's prisons, where they endure oppression, abuse, and killing. But once again, you know, people can speak Arabic and fact check this, right? Most people only have time to read headlines, not go over Twitter fact checks, let alone Hamas's own reputations. That's why the media repeatedly does this fabricated atrocity propaganda, and those lies are parroted long after being debunked. It's true. The reason for why they do it is because most people don't give a shit. Most people don't see Arabs as human and immediately fucking go after any kind of narrative that reaffirms their position. However, what you have to remember is that there are still always people in the margins. There are at least, make no mistake, there are at least 50 people in here right now, and I'm being very conservative, that came in here to see what I had to say about this footage, to be like, haha, what will Hasan say now? And then actually saw that the Israeli narrative was completely fabricated. That's it. That's why we do what we do, and that is precisely why Israel keeps slowly but surely losing the charitability. Israel keeps losing the charitability as they attempt to do this kind of bottom of the barrel propagandizing. Do you understand? That is something that has happened every single day since October 7. Okay? When people have a tendency to believe whatever the state is saying and take it for granted, and then that state uses that to conduct, what the fuck? I can hear my neighbor's fucking phone. Anyway, when the state like Israel uses that charitability to conduct some of the worst propaganda, some of the worst, most bottom of the barrel propaganda you've ever seen, they will inevitably lose more and more people. Okay? Nothing changes. Remember when the IDF released that fake cell phone recording after the Al Shifa hospital attack that they never did, don't forget? Wait, dude. Every single day, there are more and more people that are coming to the realization that what Israel is doing is unconscionable. Every single day. Some days, like in the immediate aftermath of the World Central Kitchen aid worker attack, there's a shit ton more people. But every single day that Israel does this shit, there are more people that go, oh, dude, what the fuck? Everyone has their own metric for what they consider to be ridiculous. Okay? But you have to remember that. You have to remember that there's a reason why we are seeing previously unforeseeable levels of support for the broader Palestinian emancipatory movement. Okay? Israel is doing that themselves. Bro, you don't understand how these Hamas monsters operate? They lie all the time. Yeah, dude. Hamas has never actually fucking lied about the top of the hour ad break, though. Okay? They know that at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And they know that that kind of bait is not going to fucking work. Okay? Even if you are a gray name. Exactly. You got cooked, son. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. Bop and Wop and others that give subs will allow you to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. But yes. Regardless of what your opinion is, there's still a 3-minute ad break coming for you now. Little M 97, thank you for the 10 gift the subs. Here's the 3-minute ad break now, allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads. This is an irresponsible paragraph by Shira Rubin in the Washington Post. The Arabic word sabaya doesn't have sexual connotations. This is playing on racist and Orientalist tropes about Arabs and Muslims. Relying on the fabricated idea of translation of the word isn't journalism. Larry Albog asks if any of the gunmen speak English before one shouts at her, "I want you quiet, quiet." Then another yells, "Our brothers die because of you. We will shoot you all." A voice can then be heard of the video saying, "Why don't you speak Arabic, you cows?" At one point, a Hamas gunman inspects the women and calls them sabaya, an archaic term that means female captives but can have sexual connotations. The video subtitles, which were provided by the Israel Defense Forces, translated sabaya as girls who can get pregnant. Another man says beautiful. A brief clip shows the gunmen all praying while the women remain sitting against the wall. The video then cuts to a clip of the women being dragged outside amid the sound of gunshots and being thrown in the back of vehicles. Some of the women are clearly injured, their legs streaked with blood. I think it's really interesting how often this woman retweets directly from accounts of Israeli and American officials. Yeah, it's just, this is not journalism. It's just being a stenographer for the Israeli government, for the record. That is all you're doing when you... Wait, what?
That the police chief was going to be temporarily reassigned. So this is a lot for the new temporary chief who's in charge to take on today.
Again? Police have shown up once again to the UCLA campus with pro-Palestinian protesters have set up barriers.
That was brought on to kind of oversee.
These are UAW protesters too. They're like, I believe they're working alongside the UAW. Classic. Anyway, we'll check in on the protests and what's going on in a little bit. But yes, UCLA grad students are a part of the UAW, if you remember from the conversations that we had. Archaic, it's Arabic for captives, prisoners, not necessarily female. And what are the sexual connotations? Because there is no sexual connotation for the word itself. Absolutely racist drivel from Washington Post, Shira Rubin. I said another tweet that it was for female captives, but that also is not fully accurate. Depending on the spelling of the word in Arabic, it can mean groups of girls or prisoners. This is why having people who know Arabic well in your newsroom can go a long way. The sexual connotation seems to be in that group of Palestinian male fighters took 5 female Israeli soldiers from an IDF post outside of Gaza captive. The sexual connotation that these people are putting on this word is because who did the capturing? Muslim Arab males. Is crazy racist. Yes, these mistranslations absolutely matter, especially in the context of the visuals that are provided. Every time there's attention to Israeli crimes, Israeli and Zionists tout that Palestinians are rapist propaganda, which is used to obfuscate attention, and the U.S. news media runs after it like a loyal dog. It might not seem like a significant mistranslation, but the Israelis also purposely mistranslate "here are the cowards" to "here are the Zionists," presumably done in an attempt to victimize Zionists as a whole. No, the words are not similar sounding in Arabic. Guys, I know Marxism is there. Oh my fucking God. I'm not going to cover it right now. Okay. Holy fuck. There's other news that I'm covering currently, specifically as it pertains to mass disinformation being presented as fact. It's such dumb propaganda. What's the point? I think Zana did a phenomenal job describing what the point is. The point is to literally reaffirm the narrative that like these guys are anti-Semitic rapists, and they are doing this not as a way to extract prisoners of war from a fucking military outpost, but instead they're actually capturing young women specifically to rape them in an anti-Semitic fashion. And that shit personally absolutely works for all of your parents. If you're like, what's the point of this propaganda? Go talk to your fucking mom and dad about this particular instance, and they will tell you, they will show you immediately why this kind of propaganda works.
Israeli activists continue to try protecting aid convoys headed for Gaza from attacks by extremist Jewish settlers. Before the war, 500 truckloads of supplies a day sustained Gaza's population. Due to strict security checks and the attacks, far fewer trucks now cross into the territory. DW's Aya Ibrahim reports from Takumia Crossing, where right-wing activists have been vandalizing aid convoys en route from Jordan through the West Bank.
These Israelis aren't going on a day trip. They're on a mission. They want to make sure that aid for Gaza makes it there safely. But when they get to the junction, food is already scattered on the ground.
We've arrived at the site of an attack by Israeli extremists on an aid.
Omdim Be'achad is the group that they're talking about. You can recognize them from their purple. Those are the guys who are increasingly gaining more momentum and more numbers as Israel's siege worsens.
Aid convoy meant for starving civilians in Gaza. And as you can see behind me, activists are now busy trying to save really what can be saved from that food.
They're encouraged by the effect they've had.
Because we were here and we made the police come here as well, and we encouraged the police to do whatever needed to stop them, we can see that only few of the boxes were falling down, and most of the thing in the truck continue to Gaza.
We've also seen the police try to come between the activists and the attackers who, even as the police is standing right next to them, continue vandalizing the food as it lays on the pavement.
They are full of hate right now, and they are acting as if they don't care that people die from anger. This is not the country we want to be. We are not leaving this checkpoint till the settlers will leave the area, and we'll make sure that all the trucks will go and bring food to Gaza.
The police officers on site refused to give us an interview on camera, but said that on that day, they arrested at least 2 people in connection with the attack whose aftermath we witnessed. A few days earlier, near this checkpoint, there was a violent attack on another aid convoy. Activists there said Israeli soldiers did nothing to stop the vandalism. Extremist settlers have been waging attacks like these regularly in Israel. A report by the Guardian newspaper even suggests that some members of state security tip off attackers ahead of time about the location of aid convoys.
Yep. Yep. Remember that part. The settlers are working alongside members of the military and the police. They get the information from members of the military and the police as to figure out which trucks to stop.
It was violence like that which inspired this group of activists to organize their Solidarity Guard.
It's not only the question of what's going on in Gaza, it's a question of our society and which kind of a society we're going to be. Are we going to be a society that will allow hunger and famine and destruction and death to be celebrated, or are we going to stand against it and to say we are human, we are fighting for our own humanity?
It's infuriating, the fact that we need to be here. We'll always find people that will be disruptive. But I'm a citizen of Israel. I'm also an American citizen. As a human being, why are we not doing more? It's happening in my name. And it's for the government, for the police, for the army.
Dispersal order has been issued in UCLA. I'm going to cover it.
Hands up!
We're going to go to breaking news. We're going to scenes. We're going to scenes on the ground as our on-the-ground correspondent, Cinemarxism, Brett, is at UCLA where a new encampment has been put together. Police are on scene, and an order for dispersal has been issued.
There's diffusion in the air. They might be using tear gas. I can't tell, or like pepper spray at least.
Move to the sidewalk, please. Move to the sidewalk, please.
Guys, just go to the sidewalk.
Come on, guys, just go to the sidewalk. We don't want any problems.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything from me yet, man.
You're a private fucking cop. You can't do shit. It's called assault. I have as much right to touch you as you do me.
Don't want to test that.
Okay.
He's right. That's a threat, by the way.
Who oppress black people.
What does that have to do with me getting paid, bro? Nothing at all.
It's called integrity and honor, man. You have none. You have no integrity.
Move to the sidewalk, please.
120,000 people dead or injured, and you're here beating us.
I'm not being beat. Move to the sidewalk, please. Stop! Hey, let go of his bike! And he's on the north side. God damn it! Let the bike go!
Guys, stop backing up first, please.
Grab the bike. I got you. Good.
Back up to the street!
If the youth can't count on you, what faith do we have? What faith do we have?
Back to the street! Okay, broke his bike. Back up. Officer Madrid of Santa Monica Police. Vargas of Culver City Police. Yeah, he's got his body cam on his belt, pointing to the ground. Getting a lot of good shots of feet, I'm sure. A lot of movement, more cops. We need people to fill in. Hey, fill in where the bikes are at. Sorry to bit rate is so shit, guys. I'm doing what I can. We will not stop, we will not rest.
Oh shit! Look at it!
I was like,
We will not stop, we will not rest this close. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. We will not stop, we will not rest this close. We will not stop, we will not rest this close.
I haven't seen any arrests so far. Vargas, 1171, Culver. Yeah, Culver City Police. Madrid, no badge. No badge. They're giving dispersal orders over a loudspeaker from the roof of one of the buildings.
Land of the free, baby. Land of the free.
Something happening over here.
Land of the fucking free, dude. Graham Waters, thank you for the 5, get the subs. Here's the aerial shot.
Our university! 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 Our university!
I lost my jacket.
Our university! Our university! Our university!
Rip.
Our university!
Rip my jacket. Where did it go?
Our university! Our university! Our university! Our university! Our university! IOF, they're all the same. LAPD, KKK, IOF, they're all the same. LAPD, KKK, IOF, they're all the same. LAPD, KKK, IOF, they're all the same.
Seems like everybody's moving. I'm gonna follow. Also look around for my jacket. I don't know where we're going. This is kind of chaotic. I don't like this. We're leaving the police line. We're leaving the police line. People are saying to go somewhere else, I guess. Still no sign of my fucking jacket.
It's at UCLA campus.
Murphy Hall! Murphy Hall! Oh well.
It's like, oh yeah, my friend Jonathan Roos or something is doing like,
oh well.
a notation, making a notation system.
So, as far as I understand, police is on tactical alert. This is what I've gotten from people speaking to those inside the encampment. A new encampment was officially planned for Tuesday, but they set it up today. And police were on tactical alert, and they're blocking people and all food and drinks to enter encampment. Is what I've gotten so far.
Oh. Murphy. Oh, Murphy Hall. Okay.
The stand-up strike is supposed to start on Tuesday. It's at UCLA campus, chat.
Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
This is troubling.